Hello, alive one. I am Candleate. I am gonna help you eat your snacks, not literally. Before we start, leave a comment to let me know which part of the living land you are listening from and what snacks are you eating now. Also give a like and subscribe if you are enjoying the stories. Now, prepare your snacks and relax. The gravel crunched beneath the tires of the old pickup truck, the only sound breaking the pristine silence of the countryside night. Overhead, the stars stretched like an infinite tapestry, dazzling and cold, scattered across the deep velvet sky. It was the kind of night that promised peace, serenity suspended in time. But for Maya, the beauty of it all only deepened her unease. Her eyes remained locked on the dirt road, little more than twin ruts in the earth, barely illuminated by the silver gleam of the moon. It led deeper into the unknown. In her hand, she clutched a letter, the parchment thin and yellowed, her grandmother's inked script etched in trembling lines. Come, child, before it's too late. The harvest moon whispers secrets. Only the blood remembers. She had first read those words in her Oregon apartment. They had seemed poetic, charming even. But here, surrounded by the vast expanse of fields and forest, they echoed with menace. The landscape around her seemed to breathe. The fields stretched endlessly to either side, bordered by dense, unmoving forest. Not even the insects dared to sing. A shiver ran down Maya's spine, not from the cold, but from something older, something watching. Then she saw it, a flicker of light in the distance. A house. Her grandmother's house. It was a weathered two-story structure, its frame old but strong. Light glowed from its windows like the soft flicker of candle flames, a beacon in the suffocating dark. Relief swept over Maya. She parked the truck and stepped out, her legs unsteady. The air here was different, dense, like it carried memory. The scent of damp soil lingered, but beneath it was something sweeter, almost rotten, like fruit left too long on the vine. Her grandmother greeted her at the door. She was small and bent with age, her eyes sharp and knowing. Her smile was kind, but beneath it lay a weariness, a sadness too deep for words. Maya could feel it. Her grandmother had seen things, carried them. The morning brought with it a heavy sky. Gray clouds blanketed the horizon, smothering the sun and casting everything in a washed-out gloom. From the kitchen window, Maya saw the barn. It stood at the far end of the property, looming and silent, its wood darkened by time. It looked abandoned, but there was a strange life to it, like it was holding its breath. At breakfast, her grandmother spoke without looking up. The corn must be tended. The harvest moon is upon us, and the old one grows hungry. Her voice was low and firm, but her eyes were distant. Maya laughed nervously, trying to dismiss it as old village superstition. But her grandmother didn't smile. Later that day, Maya approached the barn. A single bulb buzzed dimly above the door, casting a yellow halo onto the muddy ground. The barn's wooden slats groaned in the wind. Beyond it, the cornfields swayed. They whispered. As dusk deepened into night, Maya stood at the edge of the field. The stalks towered over her, dry leaves rasping against each other like brittle bones. The narrow path between them beckoned her in, winding into shadow. Her grandmother had given a final warning, her voice taut with urgency. "Avoid the scarecrow. He watches over us." But even as the words left her lips, her face had contorted with fear. Prohibition was an order for Maya. Now, standing alone, Maya felt that fear. The very air around her seemed to pulse. The corn hissed, swaying without wind. The smell of blood lingered faintly in the air. Old blood, dry and metallic. She walked. Each step forward was a step away from reason, from safety. The path narrowed. The rustling grew louder. And then, through a break in the stalks, she saw it. The scarecrow stood in the center of a small clearing. Its frame was crooked, dressed in tattered clothes that flapped gently in the night breeze. But what made Maya stop cold was its head. An old, shriveled gourd, twisted and grotesque. From the hollow sockets of its eyes, a deep red light pulsed slowly, as if the thing were breathing. Its arms hung at its sides. One skeletal hand clutched a long, rusted scythe. Maya couldn't move. Her breath caught in her throat. And then the scarecrow turned its head. The red lights focused on her. A sound rose from its throat, a low, wet groan that reverberated through the earth. It lifted its scythe with agonizing slowness. Its joints creaked as it took one step, then another. Then it began to lurch forward, faster, unnaturally fast. Maya screamed. She spun around and ran, the cornfield closing in around her. The stalks tore at her skin, snatching at her clothes. She could hear it behind her, the dragging of the scythe, the guttural rasp of its breath. The path twisted in all directions. There was no way out. She tripped, her hands plunging into cold, wet dirt. But the terror surged through her, pushing her to her feet. In the distance, the house flickered into view. Grandma! Her scream was hoarse, desperate. But the field swallowed her voice. The scarecrow was right behind her now. She could feel it, smell the rot on its breath. The red glow of its eyes cut through the dark, closing in. Then she fell again. She turned, just in time to see the scythe rise above her. The last thing she saw before the blade came down was her own reflection in its crimson eyes. Small, broken, afraid. Later, the field was silent. The full moon hung heavy in the sky, bathing the world in cold silver. The corn rustled softly, the same soft whispering as always. But now it carried a new story, a new secret. The scarecrow stood in its place once more. Still, silent, watching